Now let's learn this architecture, which is component based architecture. Component based architecture, or we call it as a CBA, is a design approach that emphasizes the separation of functionalities into reusable components. Each component encapsulates a specific piece of functionality or a set of related functions, enabling developers to build complex systems by assembling these components. And one more simple definition: component based architecture is a software design paradigm that focuses on building application from discrete reusable component. Consider we already have a component available, someone will give you that component, you will reuse that component and will make the application, right? So something is already developed and we can reuse it. Those components are reusable components, right? Let's learn more. And I thought I should give examples first so that we have more understanding what we are discussing right now. So let's understand the examples. First example of web application. If we are from the front-end development background, we already know React framework, Angular framework, Vue.js framework. What are those frameworks? For example, React, a JavaScript library. This is already a library written by some organization, right? For building user interfaces using reusable components. Each component can manage its own state and lifecycle. So we are given the React library, and using React library, we are building our front end. So that is a reusable component. Similar to Angular.js is another component, Vue.js is another component, another framework. So these are component based design, allowing developers to create a encapsulated components that can be reused throughout the application, right? Microservices architecture, for example, Docker is a very popular one. While not a component itself, Docker containers can encapsulate microservices, making them modular and easily deployable, right? Spring Boot is another. In a microservices environment, each service can be treated as a component that handles a specific business function, allowing for independent deployment and scaling. So those microservices we are creating, those are nothing but the components, because we can reuse the same service again and again. So those are again components. Then we have, for example, game development use case, and I will take the example of Unity. Unity is a very popular game building tool, right? Software, a game engine that uses a component based design pattern where game objects can have multiple components, for example, physics, rendering, scripting, attached to them to different behaviors. So we can create that component once and then we can reuse it again and again. For mobile applications also, for example, this Flutter, a UI toolkit that uses widgets as components, allowing developers to build interactive mobile applications. And SwiftUI is another building tool, right? Provided content management system. This is very popular. WordPress, Drupal, Adobe Experience Manager, right? What we can do, it's built on a modular architecture where themes and plugins act as components, enabling users to extend functionality without altering the core system. Drupal, similar to WordPress, it allows for building websites using reusable modules for added features and functionalities. And if you want to know more about Adobe Experience Manager, which is also a CMS, and in Adobe Experience Manager, or sometimes we call it as AEM, there also we can create functional components. Those functional components are reusable components. For example, text component, text image component, dynamic functionalities also we can create components, and those components can be reused multiple times on different pages. So that is also one of the example of component based architecture. Then we have cloud native application, serverless architecture. For example, AWS Lambda functions. Similar service allow developers to build applications using modular functions that can be deployed independently, right? So these are all components. Consider those components like functionalities and or services, and those services or functionalities can be plugged and played wherever we want. Let's see the key characteristics of component based architecture. So modularity, applications are composed of distinct modules or components, each representing a specific functionality or feature. These separations allow for easier management and understanding of the application. This is the same feature of microservices architecture also, that those different microservices, here we have different components, right, and then they can be reused, right, independent of each other. Reusability, components can be reused across different parts of the application or even in different projects. This reduces development time and effort. Encapsulation, each component hides the internal implementation details, exposing only a defined interface for interaction. This promotes better abstraction and reduces the complexity of the overall system. Interoperability, components can often be designed to work across different platforms and technologies, facilitating integration and collaboration. And loose coupling, components are designed to be as independent as possible, allowing changes in one component without significantly affecting others. This leads to greater flexibility and easier updates. So takeaway is, whatever functionality we have in the microservices architecture, it is kind of same. Components can be reused, those components can be plugged and played, and one component change will not significantly impact the other component, right? This is the main takeaway. Let's see the benefits of component based architecture. But is of course faster development. You think that components are already built, now we just need to plug them and play them, right? So reusable components can significantly speed up the development process, as teams can focus on integrating existing components rather than building everything from scratch. Now consider a scenario. We have developed a component which will save some data to a external system, whether consider it's a profile data, and we are using this component on the system. Now we are building another application, and this time also we need to save this data to an external system. What we can do, we can just use the same reusable component, right? So development will become faster. Maintainability, since components are modular, updating or replacing them is easier without affecting the entire system. Scalability, applications can be scaled by adding or removing components as needed, providing a flexible architecture that can grow with user demands. And enhanced collaboration, teams can work on different components simultaneously, improving productivity and reducing time to market. So consider we have, that we need to develop 6 to 10 functional components of different features, right? We can divide among those team members. They can work independently, and once they are ready, we can just plug them and then can build the website or any digital platform. So this way we are enhancing the collaboration, enhancing the faster development, we are having scalability. All those aspects are covered if we do that. Let's see the use cases of component based architecture. So for example, one is web application. Many modern web applications utilize component based architecture through frameworks like React, AngularJS, Vue.js, CMS, Adobe Experience Manager, WordPress, right? These all are the examples of component based architecture. Enterprise applications, large scale enterprise systems often adopt CBA to manage complexity and enhance maintainability across various business functions. So it is a powerful approach, right, for building scalable, maintainable and flexible applications by leveraging reusable components, ultimately leading to more efficient software development processes.